Jeffree Star went on the BFFs podcast yesterday, and oh my god, you guys. Jeffree has gone on this podcast before, and he honestly kept it pretty calm. But this time Jeffree talked about everything. He talked about his feelings on James Charles, he talked about his friendship fallout with Laura Lee, where he stands with Shane Dawson and Andrew. Like, he covered everything. It's a mess, so let's get into it. It's crazy how just a few years ago, we were talking about Jeffree Star at least once a week. He was always getting himself into some kind of drama or shading someone. There was just always something to talk about with him. Once the pandemic hit and all that crazy drama happened, Jeffree really took a step back. He moved out of LA, opened a yak farm, and became a farmer who sells yak meat. I think we can all agree that literally none of us saw that coming. But it did seem good for him. He completely stepped away from the drama, he stopped posting on YouTube, and now he's back to reviewing beauty over on TikTok.
We're going to be reviewing the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oil. What do we think about this?
We're back to talking about Jeffree Star because he's gone on multiple podcasts in the last 24 hours, and there's a lot to talk about. The first podcast Jeffree went on was Chicks in the Office, and there's a clip from it that's kind of going viral over on TikTok. Jeffree was asked about his review on Rhode, and Jeffree called Hailey's skincare line pest control.
I wrote down a bunch of celebrity beauty brands.
Yeah.
Rhode being at the top of the list because we saw that it was reported and you weren't a fan of it. I want to go through these brands and kind of give like.
Now, have you tried Rhode pest control? I mean skincare.
She has. I have not.
Use it.
I'm not a.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, okay, so. No,
hand up, I use it.
So no shade. Why or what makes you actually enjoy it versus everything on the market? This is called market research.
Yeah. But there are people in the comments who are like, no, Rhode actually saved my skin. There's been a lot of negative reviews coming out about Rhode lately, from burnt lips to hives and horrible reactions.
I can't even wear it anymore because it's literally giving my lips like freaking chemical burns or something.
But I guess it's clearly working for some people, and I would hope so considering the price of it. The next clip getting attention was them talking about what ruined the beauty community. Jeffree ended up blaming Tati and James for the downfall of beauty.
We saw like the James Charles, Tati Westbrook stuff go down.
They ruined the beauty community,
And that's when we got kind of like pulled in because we were like, wait a second, I didn't know what this was all going on YouTube. And it brought in new viewers.
It did. And
then it kind of in a way that was like, not really in a good way. Yeah.
I think once the new people saw it wasn't just like a soap opera and it was real life, really, it was just, and then YouTube in the beauty space died. I stayed grounded because I knew who I was, and there was a lot of fake people in the industry and a lot of craziness that went down. So I knew I wasn't a bad person, and I knew the truth about a lot of these situations. So I just kind of stepped away. I vanished. I moved out of California, and I just needed a big break because I think they really took the fun out of the beauty community. With Tati's last video, it was just like the craziest thing, and I think it ruined beauty.
And the comments under this video are honestly bringing me back to 2019 because they're a mess. Everyone's been debating about who truly ruined the beauty community, but it seems like the general consensus is that everyone involved played a part and everyone contributed some type of negativity that led to the downfall. Even Jeffree Star. The next podcast Jeffree went on was BFFs, and this is where he really got into things. The first notable thing they talked about was Lashgate. Jeffree said after he posted his video dragging Macleod,
a lot of foundations and mascaras and certain things I hear may be fraudulent.
They actually spoke, and he asked her to come on his platform and try the mascara out together, and she refused.
After you ripped her, did she reach out or anything or nothing?
We spoke, and I was trying to get her to try the product live with me, and she refused.
Did she admit that she lied?
No. She's smart. Yeah, she has a whole team behind her, so they told her to stop talking to me. So L'Oreal, the brand, is massive, right? They've been around forever. They have a contract with her, and she was not allowed to say it was false.
Got it.
The last time we talked about this, I think Jeffree said that he had reached out to Macleod when she went on that brand trip to Wyoming, but he actually said that he didn't hear back from her yet.
I reached out. I invited her to the ranch. I said, let's do something together. Let's try the L'Oreal mascara on camera, or will the contract not allow it? She's seen it and she has not responded yet.
but I guess she ended up reaching out to him, and it doesn't sound like that went very well. He also talked about why he's team Selena. He said he started to go down the rabbit hole on TikTok, and he was coming across all these videos showing all the time Hailey was apparently copying Selena, and he thinks Hailey is crazy.
You can go down the rabbit hole, as they call it, right? Of how obsessed Hailey is with Selena and weird similar tattoos and copying poses and clothes. And once you like start seeing it all mapped out, it's nuts. So I was just really turned off.
He also revealed that his autobiography will be releasing at the end of this year, and it sounds like it's going to be going into everything, including all the drama that happened with Tati and James. Then they moved on to play this game where they show a picture of someone that Jeffree knows, and he has to say the first thing that comes to his mind. The first picture they showed was of Shane Dawson, and they wanted to know if Jeffree was still friends with him. There's been a lot of speculation lately that Jeffree and Shane aren't as close as they once were, or maybe they weren't even friends anymore at all. But Jeffree says that's not true.
Do you still talk to him?
Yeah. I think when people don't interact a lot online anymore, people think there's beef. But yeah.
They also brought up Addison Rae, and this one actually surprised me. Apparently Jeffree isn't on the best terms with Addison because she actually shaded him with Mason Disick on a live stream a few years ago. And you guys already know, they just had to bring up James Charles, and this one truly left me speechless. Jeffree has stayed pretty silent about James for years now. Things got so messy and dark, and he stayed away from having to mention James for ages now. I thought Jeffree was just gonna play it safe and be like no comment or something, but he actually went off. He said that James should be in a cell block and said he has no soul.
First thing that comes to mind is cell block 8 prison. This person should be behind bars. I wish you could zoom in on the eyes. There's no soul in that body. It's so sociopathic and creepy. When you hear about people selling their soul.
This honestly shocked me. People have been wondering where Jeffree stood with James and if they ended up talking or coming to some kind of mutual understanding or what, but clearly not. I was gonna say, I wonder if James will end up responding, but I highly doubt it. James is launching his much delayed makeup brand soon, and with how much he's put it on hold over and over and over again, I'm sure he's praying that nothing comes up or goes wrong. The next person Jeffree talked about was Andrew, and this is actually tea. Andrew was the one who filmed and edited all of the series with Shane and Jeffree, and he even had his own merch with Jeffree. Andrew was such a big part of Shane's content, and then one day, he just went away. When Shane went through his huge cancellation, obviously Shane wasn't filming, so Andrew wasn't editing, and he had to move on and do his own thing. Andrew ended up teaming up with Garrett, and they started their own podcast called The Sweet Boys. Both Andrew and Garrett have yet to be seen with Shane since everything happened, and I think it's pretty clear that they're all no longer friends. Andrew is now working with Garrett, and he's doing what he was doing for Shane for Garrett. What I found interesting about Jeffree's answer is he seemed to not want to say Garrett's name.
Ooh, very talented. He's cool.
Does he still
Looks
work
like
with
he
Shane?
should have a pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He has
look
a
like
podcast now with
Gandalf type.
someone else.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen him.
And I guess Jeffree could have maybe just forgotten his name, but I was always under the impression that Garrett and Jeffree were friendly with each other, so it's definitely strange. They ended things off by bringing up Laura Lee. We all know Laura and Jeffree were once super close, stuff happened, and now they definitely aren't friends. Jeffree said that he did a lot for Laura, and she apparently ended up backstabbing him.
Oh, y'all are really setting me up.
Who is this?
This was an old best friend in the beauty community, and we are no longer friends. Rest in peace, girl. Another backstabber. I did a lot for this person, and they couldn't handle the heat of being my friend.
So yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but Jeffree speaking on all these old friendships and drama definitely surprised me. I feel like we haven't seen this side of Jeffree in a really long time. Like I said, he's been on his yak farm and focusing on all of that, but this year, we saw that start to shift. Jeffree's return to the beauty space with his TikTok reviews has definitely sparked more drama than usual, but I feel like a lot of that is more lighthearted, so I am surprised to see him talking about all of his old drama. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.